What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. Today, I'm doing the Macallan Fine Oak 17-year-old. There's a ton of people out there that really love Macallan. The Fine Oak series is really sought after for a lot of people. The 17-year-old in particular is rated very, very highly amongst many whiskey reviewers, bloggers, YouTubers, and I'm gonna be honest, when I first opened this bottle, I was very disappointed. I was a little concerned, to be honest with you, because I bought two of these in Arizona when I traveled there this March, and I got a good deal compared to what the market price is out there, but you're spending $170 American on one bottle of Macallan 17-year-old, and like I said, I got a good deal. Anywhere in the United States, it can go for $170, like I got it for, to $250 American. So this one's actually bottled in 2009. I was lucky to pick up an older expression. It was one of those dusty bottles on a shelf. And unless I'm reading this label wrong, which I very likely can be reading it wrong, I have two of them, and like I said, when I first opened it, I wasn't crazy about it. Every time I tried it afterwards, it got a bit better. Now I'm about just below the halfway mark, or around, yeah, just below the halfway mark, and it's much better than it was when I first opened it. Before I start tasting that, nosing that, I've got an announcement to make. This is my last review of July, so I will be posting this review Monday, July 31st, most likely, unless I have to post it earlier than that for some reason. On, I guess it would be the first Friday of August, I will be beginning my American whiskey month. That'll be American whiskey and bourbon. Bourbon, of course, is American whiskey as well. So I will be doing, first and foremost, a whiskey that I've been promising for a while, the 4 Rose single barrel strength. Okay, that'll be my first review next Friday. And then I purchased a Jack Daniel's single barrel select, the one that's 47%. I purchased a Maker's Mark. I have a whole bunch of samples. I have a few other bottles that I will be revealing the day of the review. I would like to keep some of it a surprise. There are some really cool things that I'll be reviewing. So I think it's gonna be cool. And this is just to attribute to my US viewers, because 47% of my viewers and my subscribers come from the United States, mainly California, New York, and Texas. Okay, so I figured what better way to thank them than by dedicating an entire month to American whiskey. So I hope you guys will enjoy that. But before I get into that, I'm gonna get into this scotch that I've been waiting to review for a while, and I know a few of you have been waiting for it as well. On the nose. Okay, so someone brought this up to me not that long ago. You pay about 100 American for a Macallan 15-year-old, and in the at the LCBO you're paying about $150. They just released the Macallan 15-year-old at the LCBO as well. So we're finally getting some age statement Macallans back at the LCBO with the 12-year-old double cask and now the 15-year-old fine oak. But you're paying nearly double, if not more than double, depending on where you are in the United States, for the 17-year-old, and that's literally only 2 years older. So I'm gonna tell you right now if it's worth those extra dollars. You get that distinct Macallan smell for sure. Somewhere in the back, and I read it on the notes, and then the way things always end up working out, when you read something or someone brings it to your attention, you definitely notice it more. You do get the hinted smell of peat. Okay, so I double checked with the Macallan ambassador that I did an interview with earlier on this year, Nicholas, and I just wanted to make sure that there was actually peat in this whiskey, and he said there's about 2 to 3 ppm, so not a lot, but you do pick it up because you're not used to getting that nose in a Macallan, or at least I do. I don't know if everybody does. I would like to know if you've tried this before, if you get that note, but I'm definitely picking that up. It's definitely not as sweet smelling as most of the Macallans, especially the sherry cask, single sherry cask finishes. Macallan Fine Oak, if I haven't said it already, which I don't think I have, is a combination of 3 casks: ex-European sherry, ex-bourbon American oak, and ex-sherry American oak. So 2 types of sherry oak, 1 type of bourbon oak, and it definitely has a different taste than you would pick up in your 12-year-old double cask and your single cask expressions. It's very different than the Macallan 18-year-old sherry cask. Okay, now one interesting fact I found when I was reading about Macallan 17-year-old is that the 17-year-old was released for North America. This is a rumor, I'm not 100% sure. I've read it in a few places, but I haven't confirmed it with any of the Macallan people, so I don't want to say it's a fact. The 17-year-old is released in North America, and it's the exact same age and exact same whiskey that's bottled as an 18-year-old for Europe and Asia. So this is actually, according to the rumor, an 18-year-old whiskey. Now, I'm not 100% sure that's true, but it's some food for thought because I thought that was pretty interesting. On the palate, so if you've been watching my channel recently, you know that I've been doing a lot of barrel proof stuff, cask strength stuff. And what I find about this Macallan 17-year-old is it's a touch hot for a 43% whiskey. It's natural color, but it's chill filtered, okay? And we know that because Macallan chill filters anything under 45.7%. So it's a touch hot, in my opinion, for something that's chill filtered with a lower ABV. But it's still very nice. It has some really nice elements to it. Oh, and I also want to share, that's my Sierra Spring glass. Sim, if you're watching, thank you for sending that. Very nice glass. Little bit of vanilla, a touch of peat, but I swear if you breathe too much, you lose it. Some citrus, definitely. Now, I'm spending, as a Canadian, what's over $200 for this bottle at a good deal, okay? Would I buy another one? I have 2 already. I definitely wouldn't buy another one, and I would probably consider even getting rid of my second bottle. That's not to say this is bad whiskey. I'm probably going to give this an A-. I've had some really good days with it. I've had some not so good days with it. I'm going to give this an A- because I do think that you can buy much better whiskey at a much lower cost. You can buy better Macallan at a lower cost. Okay, so it's disappointing that I feel that way, and I hope I'm wrong about the dates at the back. I could be, because now that I'm reading it again, it could be much newer than I think. So that's probably a newer expression than I thought it was, but it's, like I said, it's over $200 Canadian for sure. some places over $200 American. With taxes in Arizona, this came out to I think 180, around there. I can't remember exactly what the taxes were. So at the time when the dollar was 70 cents on the Canadian dollar was 70 cents on the American dollar, it cost me a lot of money. Okay, it cost me well over $200, and in many places, I know for sure in Florida, it's more expensive than the 18-year-old. I would buy the 18-year-old over this one any day. No debate about it. That's also because I'm a big sherry guy. So for those of you watching, if you tend to like your Scotch aged in ex-bourbon barrels, then maybe this is more for you. But I prefer the 18-year-old by far. I think it's a much better dram. If I had more time with the 18-year-old, I probably would have given it an A+. I think the Macallan edition number 2 is better than this, and I would even venture to say that some of the 12-year-olds are better than this. So it's a 17-year-old whiskey. It's a very good whiskey. The price point's not where I like it to be, and for that reason, and also for the elements of the whiskey that I'm just not crazy about, I'm gonna have to give this an A-. Okay, it's not an A for me. So an A- is anywhere from 80 on the dot to 83. All right, as soon as you get to 84, 85, you're looking at an A all the way to 89, and then as soon as you hit the 90 mark, that's an A+ for me. Okay, so this is, I would say, probably an 83. Okay, it's good whiskey, but not something I'm gonna go out and buy again. I'm happy I have a second bottle of this, more for collection purposes, to be honest with you, because I do have the 18-year-old as well, and I do like to collect Macallan because I am a big fan of Macallan. But this particular expression, I'm not the craziest about. And that seems to be a trend for me when it comes to the fine oaks. I'm not crazy about all of their fine oaks. I liked the 15, but I wasn't ecstatic about it. And I do think the 15 is probably a better buy than the 17. If I had to choose, I'd save the extra money and get the 15. All right, so there you have it. Probably, not that this was a negative review, I still gave it an A-, which is a good mark, but probably my lowest mark for a Macallan to date. All right. Like I said, the month of August is going to be American Whiskey Bourbon Month. Okay, I have a whole bunch lined up for you guys. If you have any ideas, if you are looking for a particular whiskey and I can get a hold of it, put it in the comments below. Maybe I'll be able to pick it up for you and fit it into the month. But we do have a jam-packed month. I'm not going to reveal everything that's going to happen that month, next month, which is only a few days away. But I think it's going to be pretty cool, and I think you guys are going to appreciate it, okay? Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. On Instagram, I've been toying around a little bit with the stories, kind of get to see what I do on the weekends when I go out to different restaurants and bars. Tonight I was at Buca Yorkville, which is an awesome Italian restaurant downtown. If you haven't gone and you're from the GTA, I highly recommend it, okay? Also, I have a Patreon. You guys can check me out there. And I thank you all for subscribing, for watching. You guys are the reason why I'm still doing this. The support has been awesome, and I appreciate it.